founder and director of Exodus Wear. Our company produces custom-made jackets which are manufactured in China. In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you my 5 tips for sourcing direct from China. Number 1, nothing beats a face-to-face meeting. So if you're really serious about getting your product manufactured in China, I would definitely recommend going on a trip there. Now, you might not necessarily have to go to China mainland, but I would at least recommend going to Hong Kong and maybe spending some time at trade shows, because you'll have the ability to actually meet lots of people in one hit and hopefully find the right manufacturer or supplier for your product. Number 2 is don't put all your eggs in one basket. So it's really tempting once you've found a good supplier to just put all your orders through them, because you obviously don't want to have to find another one who might stuff things up. However, this is really risky. If anything happens with your relationship with that one supplier, you completely lose your whole supply. So make sure you spread your risk and get a few factories working for you. Number 3 is build the volume to negotiate. So one of the most difficult things about getting your product manufactured in China is obviously the minimum order quantities. So a good way to work around this is if you can get your product made locally in whatever country you are currently, just do that to get started. Even if you're not doing it at a good profit margin, you can at least build a sales history and an indication of volume that then you can present to the factory and say that you do X amount of units per month. It's going to be much more cost effective for you if you can do larger orders in China, but I would definitely not recommend going and ordering, say, 1,000 or 10,000 units of something if you don't have a track record of actually selling that product. Number 4 is to find a freight forwarder with an office in Hong Kong or China. So I actually think it's quite easy to get your product manufactured in China, but one of the difficult things is actually to get your goods out and freight them to whatever country you're in. So I really recommend using someone who's got someone on the ground in China or in Hong Kong, so that they can help you with all the correct documentation, the clearance, all the duties. And the other thing that you hopefully will be able to do is maybe consolidate your freight with someone else's to get you a better rate. And finally, you want to make sure that you get your factory audited and you have all your products inspected by a third-party company. You do not want to find yourself involved with a factory that might not be doing things correctly, that could end up damaging your brand in the future if something comes out that the working conditions are not good, or if they're not employing people correctly. The next thing is, if your goods arrive to whichever country you're delivering to and they're not correct, the chances of you being able to get them replaced by the factory might be challenging if you don't have a good relationship with them. And plus the cost of sending them back to China, often it's cheaper to replace them. But my biggest recommendation is actually get the goods inspected before they leave the country, so that way you're not going to have this issue in the future. And that's my 5 tips for sourcing direct from China. If you have any more questions, just comment below and I'll be happy to answer them for you.